You're watching MaritimeMMAFan.com.
Welcome everyone to the official press conference for Warrior One's new ground event to be held at the Halifax Forum on October 23rd. I'd like to begin by first of all thanking the staff here at Cambridge Suites for their unconditional support from beginning to end. And from the moment we informed them we'd be bringing this show here, they have been incredibly supportive. The venue is stellar, and your staff has not only offered us unparalleled service, but you've also put our fighters first. I'd like to take a moment as well to thank our sponsors, Tap Out Energy, East Coast Dynamics, Bubba Ray's Sports Bar, Discount Rental, Cambridge Suites themselves, Club Soda, our venue for the after party Toothy Moose, and Live 105. Without your constant support and professionalism, today would not have become a reality, and for this, we thank you. Most of all, the most important part of this week, the W-1 team. The motto and our motto for our team has always been fighters first. If you'll notice, they wear that on their sleeve of all their hoodies. And today I stand before you to let you know that without each and every single one of you truly believing in that motto and following that motto in everything that we do and delivering on everything that's asked of you, this event simply wouldn't have happened. You are the backbone of the organization, and it doesn't go unnoticed. On behalf of everyone at W1, Jack Bateman, the fighters, thank you for your hard work, and thank you for putting our fighters first. So the moment has arrived, and W1 has officially arrived into Moose Country. We're stoked about it. Here Halifax and the surroundings are quite big on hockey. Well, today we announce the arrival of a new event, a new sport, a new experience that I'm sure many will enjoy. It's been a long time coming, and with many people behind us, we've been able to put together one of the most exciting, if not the most exciting card for fans, fighters, and our organization to enjoy in a venue that we really believed was perfect for our first trip here. Hopefully, it will not be our last. The second we announced that we were coming here, the support that we received and was given to us was really something to admire. It was really special. And once again, today I stand before you to let you know that today is another milestone in our company's history and a new standard with regards to how we envision our future cards and how we envision our fighters. This milestone will be broadcast to close to 66 potential households, 66 million potential households, due to our solid partnerships with The Score, Fox Sports, and we are very pleased to have both TV teams here to once again provide our viewers with in-depth information analysis. On a personal note, I look forward to working with a television broadcast with you, Jay Adams, and Terry Riggs, two constant professionals in the world of mixed martial arts. Not only will it be broadcast on television, but we've also been very fortunate to have Live 105 on our side, who've done an incredible job getting the word out about our arrival, and we thank the entire staff, and we look forward to building a solid, long-lasting relationship. Let's dive into the card, shall we? As a matchmaker, one of your biggest priorities is to ensure that there's always a storyline for the fights to be held, as it can only add to the intensity and drama of the evening. Not only is it important to have great storylines, it's equally important to have excellent relationships with other organizations and to help one another. Nothing could be more true than the work and faith, for example, that Scott Hooker and Brett Rogers have put forth in us. The word of mouth that Michael Clark has put forth when he went back to the U.S. after fighting for the very first time for us. And he's created other partnerships with other fighters that potentially will fight or are fighting with us on our upcoming card. These are the relationships that we want to build. These are the open lines of communication that W1 and Jack Bateman believes are the way of the future for MMA. When we speak about the card, believe me when I tell you that there is no lack of storylines on this card. Really, when you think about it, there's a storyline to each and every single one of these fights on this card. But there's a few that really stood out. Let's begin with the undercard. First, we want to thank Doug Evans and Michael Imperato for taking these fights last minute, as they bring something special to the card, so we say thank you for accepting those fights. The Goodall Pearson fight. Really can't get any better than this, as two of the best guys in the country go head-to-head. Both are approaching their peak, if not at their peaks. We move on to Johnson and Evans fight. Johnson is someone we consider the top the featherweight in the Maritimes, and also a great ambassador for the region, and all-around great guy. It's a treat to have him on our card. Another fight, the highly anticipated East versus West showdown of McGrath versus Mahan has created quite the stir within the community. A variety of media outlets have potentially coined this fight as one of the top fights of the night. We don't disagree. Two fighters, ready to bang it out, and only one will walk away triumphant. When we speak about pride and passion and the talent of the region, the talent of the Maritimes, nobody encompasses it more than the self-proclaimed mayor of Halifax, none other than Roger the Hulk Hullett. He's a fighter that we've been eyeing for a while, and the moment has finally arrived for us to provide him with the spotlight and the plateau that he rightfully deserves. However, it won't be easy, since the flamboyant Mikal Clark out of California is hoping to play the spoiler role. He stepped up against Quebec's favorite Steve Bossé without any hesitation, and now he steps up against Halifax's pride and joy with a grin on his face and a win on his mind. What sets Mikal apart are the relationships with the other fighters he's created for us, and for that, we thank him. What sets W-1 apart this time around, again, is truly having nothing but the best of the best on our card. Nobody embodies greatness, focus, experience than the internationally known MMA fighter Murilo Ninja Ruben. This is the first time that he will be fighting in Canada, and it is a true pleasure to have him fight on our soil, as Jiu-Jitsu fans and practitioners will be offered quite the demonstration. Murilo, as talented as he is, will have quite the surprise opponent to some, as Cesar Gracie's Roy Boughton will square off against him. Roy turned many heads when he beat the highly talented Misha Cirkunov on short notice, and potentially could be the dark horse of the night. Last but not least, when you utter the word spectacular and dominant, the first thing that comes to mind is Brett Rogers' first 10 fights in the world of MMA. He went 10-0 in the most convincing of ways. Brett Rogers, for those who didn't know, also made history when he was part of the first MMA live fight to be aired on network television against John Murphy. We're extremely excited about seeing one of the world's best in action. He has fought the best in the world, but most of all, having a great guy like him in our organization is a real treat, and again, for that, we say thank you. The path to that victory, however, might force Brett down a warpath, a path that will have him go head-to-head with none other than Ruben Warpath Villareal. If anyone is not afraid to step up when you're asked to, it's Ruben. He's a grizzled veteran who showcases that it's always quality over quantity. But most of all, it's his demeanor that sets him apart. I've had a chance of seeing him for the last 24 hours, and he never turns anyone away. He's always available for those who appreciate his courage and style, and he represents everything that W-1 stands for. We're excited. We can't get bigger than this, and there is simply nowhere else in the world that we would rather be than right here, right now, in Halifax, Nova Scotia. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to take a moment to invite W-1 President Jack Bateman up to speak about it.
First of all, I'd like to thank everybody for coming tonight, and I'm going to keep this short because no one really wants to talk to me. What we're going to do here is I just want to thank everybody, all the fighters for coming, because they come from all four corners of the world, from Brazil and Alaska. Fights, and we've got a hard day of cutting weight now up next, so we're going to get these guys out of here as soon as we can. I just want to thank the city of Halifax and all of our sponsors for everything that they've done, and we hope to put on a really great show, and we hope that the success of this show will allow us to come back in the future in Halifax. I'd like to turn this back. We're going to what's your name? To Adam Reed, and we're just going to do a little question answer period for any of the fighters if anybody has any questions for them, and then we'll conclude here. Thank you everybody for coming.
Go ahead.
Hi, Andy Cotto, SureDog.com. I've got a question for Roger Hullett. Roger, you spent some time down at Greg Jensen's camp down in New Mexico. He's one of the most respected coaches in the world of mixed martial arts in the past few years. Can you tell us, everyone, if there's anything, well, especially what you took out of that camp down there, and if it's made you a different fighter or just improved what you were before?
I mean, I was down there training with the Sharks. I mean, every day was war, so I feel really ready for this fight. I feel my head is back to where it was when I started off in MMA, so I think I'm definitely back on track.
Did you learn anything there that really has helped you improve your game?
It just got my mind right again. I mean, there's nothing, I definitely learned some little tricks here and there, but it just got my mind right again. I mean, I'm ready to fight again.
Thank you, man.
MMA Media Day. The question's for Tristan Johnson. You were preparing for Will Romero, distinctly different type of fighter that you're going to be facing. How do you mentally make that switch? What have you done to prepare for Doug Evans?
I think we're preparing for everything, you know what I mean? It's just kind of go in there and let a war happen, you know what I mean? The opponent switch doesn't really make a big difference to me, you know what I mean? I was just coming in here to fight, so we were working on everything to begin with anyway, so I'm just gonna go in and let it happen.
We talked earlier on about how you have a nice mixture of the internationally known fighters who are going to help draw in ratings and be good for top end and stuff like that. You also have a really good mix of local and a little wider scope Canadian talent. I like that you've got at least 3 fights on here that are fairly relevant towards Canadian fighters becoming relevant on the world stage and getting their names bigger known. How important is it for Warrior 1 to continue matchmaking so that Canadian guys have a chance to make their names more well known and set foot on the international stage?
Well, it's part of the base of our company is to develop or redevelop fighters, and that's what we're here to do. And to take guys like Roger and any of these guys that are looking to get to any of the bigger shows, Dream, Strikeforce, UFC, and really help build them into what they potentially can be. And that's what this league is. We are the college to the NFL. That's what we're looking to be. And I think that with our track record of how we're treating the fighters and the show itself, that the quality of the show itself, the production, I think that it puts us up there with some of the bigger shows, and I think that with the exposure that these guys are going to get, they're going to start to get calls from some of these other organizations.